Welcome back to another episode of Saudi Arabia from a Saudi perspective. Today we are going to focus on Ramadan, which is the 9th month of the Muslim lunar year. It is the month of fasting where Muslims abstain from food and drink from dawn to dusk. They not only abstain from food and drink, but also try to see to perfect and purify their lives in a manner that is pleasing to the Almighty. Ramadan has a special meaning. In Arabic, it is called Sawm, which is fasting, but we don't only fast from material things or eating habits. We fast from doing things that are alien to our way of life. For example, in this month, we see to it that we have a discipline. In this month, we see to it that we try to perfect ourselves to please Allah and to see to it that whatever God tells us about our commitment on earth is carried out. For example, the month is not only there for us, for ourselves. There should be compassion, empathy for others. We see to it that those who are lesser privileged people in our society get food, get alms, get aid from us, not as a form of just doing favors to them, but as a support ordained by Allah to help people in distress. It's very important. In Saudi Arabia and in the Arab world, Ramadan also has a special meaning. The meaning is of going to meet people, meeting with friends and family, getting together, breaking the fast in the evening, and trying to find out what we and others have in common and what we and others have things in diversity. For example, we come to know of people who are in distress among our own family members. We go and seek them out without them asking, give them help, give them some kind of moral and material support, which is very important. So as I said, it is not abstention from food and drinks, but it's also an abstention from so many other things that are displeasing to Allah. For example, we keep away from name calling, malice, intolerance towards people. Our hearts should be pure. We should be very careful that how we deal ourselves throughout the day. And I see a lot of people getting upset, and when you ask them, oh, I'm fasting, or in Arabic, an asaim. God does not need our fasting. I mean, we fast for ourselves. We fast for perfection. We fast for purity. That's very important. Then, a lot of the people who come, especially from the West, would say, oh, Ramadan is a month where you become lazy and we don't produce. Nonsense. Rasulullah ﷺ was ajwad al-nas fi Ramadan, the most active of men in Ramadan. Yes, I know we feel the pangs of hunger, and especially those who are smoking or those who are used to eating at different times. But then again, Ramadan is for those who are fit in mind and body. So if somebody is not well and somebody cannot keep away from medicines for this period of 12 hours or 13 hours or 11 hours, then Allah has ordained that he or she should not fast. In that case, they then should give alms and feed a person, so that will be compensating for what they have not done, which is the fasting. Many people had this notion, especially those from outside the country, that night becomes day and day becomes night. Yes, I do agree that before, when electricity services were limited, this would happen. I remember my grandfather's office in Bab Makkah. He used to go to office at 1 o'clock in the afternoon till 5, and then from 9 p.m. till 1 o'clock. Things have changed. Now, multinational corporations, Saudi offices, businesses work during the day, from 9 to 4 or 10 to 5, and there are other forms of businesses like shops, grocery stores, department stores do keep late hours. So in fact, they work double. They work from late afternoon to the wee hours of the morning. In fact, the idea that people become lazy in Ramadan is totally a misguided one. It does not exist, because I see young people going in the morning to the work. At night, many of them go back again to work or go and visit their friends and families. and discuss things. So this notion has been laid to rest. And I say this because I'm a part of this society, as many others, and see for myself the great transformation and the changes that have taken place from Ramadan in the past to Ramadan now. Another thing that is very noticeable is that the flocking to the mosques. I remember in the 70s and 80s, there used to be the Taraweeh prayers, but now you see the mosques are full during the Taraweeh, and there's also the Tahajjud, or the night prayers, where people go and beseech the Almighty to help them, to see to it that their wishes are granted. They pray for their brethren, they pray for peace, and you can see the mosque being full. In Ramadan also, the other factor is the family factor, where people get together and they exchange ideas, they exchange gifts, they exchange so many things that people would not do before. Like, for example, there are people who do not see each other except during the year during the month of Ramadan. So Ramadan acts as a uniting force. It also acts as a force of compassion. We think of people outside the country. People give alms, people give charity, people give food, and to see to it that if I'm feeding myself in the evening after I break my fast, there are hundreds and thousands of hungry people outside our area who don't have any avenue to reach and have a good food. So people give food. There are many organizations that are approved by the government within and without the country that give aid, that give all kinds of help so that people outside will have their sufferings alleviated. This is very important. Many people give out their zakat in Ramadan or during the month of Ramadan, and charity too. And they feel this is an important month for them, and that's why they do that. It does not mean that they don't give zakat or charity throughout the year, but this month reinforces in us the act of giving. So the art of giving is now perfected to such a state that we start giving things that belong to us, that we start thinking of others, and not only material. Even the idea of visiting people in Ramadan is an act of kindness ordained by Allah, because silat al-rahim, or the thread that holds us to our families, is very important and has to be strengthened, and it is strengthened in Ramadan. So in Ramadan we give, we distribute, and this act continues. Also, it is a guideline. I think for me, Ramadan is like a stepping stone. What I do in Ramadan, I see to it that past the month of Ramadan, I feel that I do the same things, the piety that comes to me, the act of goodness that I inculcated myself, the friendly feelings I have for people, the erasure of malice, if one has, all goes away. So it carries on. So Ramadan acts as a stepping stone for doing good things. It reinforces. It's like a vitamin. It really enforces us in mind and in body. This month, inshallah, it is going to be a very happy Ramadan. All Ramadans are happy moments for us, happy days. But this one will be more happier because we are now allowed to go to the mosque. The COVID year, we could not go because of the protocols, because of the ban on movement. And last year also people did start to go to the mosque or the masjid, but they were very careful. But now the government has laid down protocols to follow. Wear a mask, social distancing, and when we go to the mosque or the masjid, we should see to it that we observe these protocols and not try to all get in. I get a bit disturbed when everybody tries to go inside that narrow confinement and inside. We can even pray outside. The weather in most parts of Saudi Arabia is very good. So I think it's important that many of us be outside, keep our space, at the same time see to it that we do not contact others at close range. That's very important. At the same time, going to the mosque gets us back in contact with many friends and family members whom we could not meet before. I know myself that many of my own neighbors I haven't seen for a year and a half. This is a great chance to touch base with them, feel and talk with them apart from the phone and the WhatsApp. So I can see them maybe after the Salah, go out for a coffee, and it sort of gets us more in the groove together. This is very important, and that's why I think will be a happier Ramadan. And may I also add that my prayers and best wishes to everyone, that all Ramadans will be happy for all people, for all races, and we should see to it that we as Muslims should strive that this world for everyone should be a world of peace, security, stability, goodwill, and also impress upon people the need that we as human beings are one, and that our future lies in being together. Now I would like to say something very important, and that is, while we abstain from food and drink, it does not mean that when we break our fast, we go on a eating spree, and then also the food that remains is thrown away. It's very important to know that there are a lot of people outside who cannot have the privilege of having 1 square meal a day. So it is important that we take care of our diet, we see to it that we eat sparingly, and we see to it that we give food and aid to the many people around the world and within our own communities who have no access to this luxury of food. And we need to make sure that no food or drink goes to waste. And that also we should teach our children how to behave in a manner that the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam would approve of. I wish you all a happy Ramadan, and may Allah accept our prayers and good deeds. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share the video.